Hi friends, it's me Nikki here with my second video in my coffee series on how to make that perfect cup of coffee at home, and today we're going to talk about pour over coffee methods. Okay friends, the method of pour over coffee is really great if you just want that perfect single cup of coffee, along with if you don't want to make a full pot of coffee in your machine, or you live in a small space and you don't necessarily want to take up counter space with the machine. The French press is actually my favorite method of pour over, so that's the one I'm going to start with. And I actually have 3 French presses, and it's not because you need 3. You only need 1, but for some reason I've accumulated 3, and I actually use 2 of them more than the third one, so I really could purge the third one. But with the French press, I love it that you can get it in different sizes. So let's get started making it. I have my stovetop kettle that I'm going to use today, but you can use your electric kettle if you want. I have my French press, and you definitely want to have your cup ready because you're going to pour the coffee immediately after you prepare it. Now the first thing that you want to do is you want to heat your water, and I love my kettle here, and so I'm going to be making basically 2 cups of coffee. I'm using my 32-ounce French press, and so I'm going to make 2 cups by putting 2 cups of water into my little carafe here, and I'm going to heat it. I'm going to heat it actually for 195 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's the perfect temperature to make your coffee. Now with 2 cups of coffee, you want to use 1/4 of coffee beans, and you always want to measure out your coffee beans before you grind it. And when you grind it, you want to be sure that it's the consistency that you need. I put out a chart on my Instagram and my Facebook this week to help you with that, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But your ground is going to be a little more coarse than that of what I showed you last week when I made the cappuccinos and the espressos and those types of drinks. And so once you have your coffee ground, you're good to go. You definitely want to make sure that it's that consistency that you need for your French press. And the texture that you're looking for is basically a coarse texture, that of like sea salt. So when you're thinking about, or looking at the texture, think about sea salt. Now I'm going to pour the grinds into my French press, and I'm going to shake it around so that I can basically get it even. And then I'm just going to put enough water in to saturate the coffee because I want to allow it to blossom. By doing this, I'm allowing the gases to release so that when I go to pour the water in, the gases are rising up and the water's pouring down, and I don't want them to interrupt each other, which will then interrupt your coffee. So by releasing that ahead of time and letting it blossom, it really helps. So you're going to saturate it, let it sit for 40 minutes, and then in a circular motion, pour in the rest of your coffee for even distribution. And then from that point, you want to let the coffee sit for about 4 minutes so that it can do its work before you pour that perfect cup. Now you will want to be sure to use all of your water so that you don't disrupt the amounts that you're supposed to use. Along with, you want to put another 2 cups on the stove and start heating 2 cups of an additional water, and I'll tell you why in a second. And now we're going to put the lid on, and we're going to actually complete the pressing process. And you want to just press down on your coffee until you reach the bottom. And the key thing is to immediately pour your coffee into the cup. You don't want to let it sit because it can disrupt the flavor if you just let coffee sit in the press. Now one tip that I want to share with you is why you boil the extra water is you want to pour it into your coffee cup to actually heat your cup. My viewer told me I forgot to share this with you all last week, so thank you for that reminder. This makes that cup of coffee taste even better, just having that hot cup. You dump the water and then you pour your cup of coffee and you're good to go. It makes for a great cup of coffee. Okay friends, let's move into the Chemex, which is another method of pour over coffee, one which I don't use often. The other 2 I basically use often, but not this one here. Not that I don't like it, I just had not incorporated it into my home, but now I have, so I'll probably be using it more. But it's a glass carafe, and it really is just a fun way to make your coffee, and it does make a delicious brew. Now I do have my kettle here. I'm using my stovetop. I have my coffee beans here ready to roll. Again, not much different from the last process there. And of course you want to have your coffee cup ready, so I always like to have that coffee cup ready to go so that when I finish preparing it, I can get it immediately in my cup. Along with this process takes a filter. Now the filter is a square filter, and I'm going to show you how you have to open it or prepare it for your Chemex. So it is basically, when you open it up, it's a square filter. But what you want to do is, it comes like this here, and you want to fold back that first half there, that first flap there, and you're going to make your little cone here. So when you put it, now let me do it one more time. So you have it flipped back here, and you see the majority of the paper on the front. You want that to match up with your little spout there, and you simply tuck it into the top of your Chemex. Now, I am all about cleaning the filter. You definitely want to do this so that you can get any of that residue out and you don't have a funny taste in your coffee. So I just take hot water and I pour it over the entire filter and let it just run totally through. And so once you have it totally ran through, I pour that water out. You definitely do not want to use that water, and then you're going to keep your filter. So now that our filter is clean, I'm going to dump that water and then I'm going to replace the filter back into the Chemex. From this point, I want to put my grounded coffee into my Chemex. Now this is an 8-cup Chemex, but I'm only making 2 cups, and I'm going to have 1/4 cup of grounded coffee beans, just like with the coffee press. And I want my grind to be a coarse grind for the Chemex. And again, refer to that chart that I shared on my Instagram and Facebook if you're interested in that. I'm then going to do the same process of blossoming my coffee ground there and leaving it for 40 seconds so that it could then release those gases, so that when I go to do my actual pour, there's no interruption. So friends, you see the little bubbles down in there? That's what I'm trying to let kind of disseminate, so that when I pour my coffee or pour the water over my coffee, I don't have that many bubbles. You know, you're going to have some when you pour over, but you're eliminating the initial ones there, so it's kind of helping with the brew. So I'm going to pour over, and then I have that perfect cup of coffee once I let everything drip through. So once your drip is complete, you are ready to remove your filter, and then you want to immediately pour your coffee into your cup and make sure that that cup is hot and ready to go. This makes just the perfect cup of coffee, so simple and easy, and is really a beautiful method. Now friends, the last technique that I want to share with you is the ceramic pour over. This is very simple. I use it all the time, and it's great for just that quick cup of coffee that is really delicious and so simple to make. You can have your coffee in no time, and it's just simply using this ceramic drip here, and I'll put a link below where you can get one. Very inexpensive and easy to use, like I said. And the great thing about it is it brews the coffee directly into your cup, which I love that. So you definitely want to put that hot water in before you actually start the process, so that your cup is good and hot. Now let's move into the tips. Now you do use a filter, and you need your coffee grounds, which I'm going to use for this cup 3 tablespoons of coffee grounds. I'm going to put my general filter in here that I would use with my coffee maker, so I have that cone type filter in there. But first, what you want to do is you want to put the ceramic drip on top of your coffee cup, whichever cup you're going to use. Now what I typically like to do is fold over the crease here on my filter, because I find that it fits my ceramic maker a lot better when I do this. So I'll fold it over, and then when I go to open it and insert it into the drip, it works, it fits perfectly. So now that we have our filter ready, we're going to clean it just like we did with the Chemex, and that's simply putting that hot water all over the entire filter and letting it drain through, and that's cleaning any of that funky taste that you don't want in your coffee. You're going to get it out of there. And so just let the entire thing drain through, and then you're going to dump that water. And by dumping that water, you're doing 2 jobs at once. One, you're cleaning your filter, but the other thing you're doing is you're warming your coffee cup, like I had told you in the beginning of the video. And so that really knocks out 2 birds with 1 stone. So now that our coffee cup is blazing hot, it is ready for that delicious cup of coffee. So you're simply going to put your little carafe back on here, and you're going to add in your coffee. Now when we add in our coffee, we definitely do want to balance it out. So after you put it in, you want to kind of spread it out a little bit, and remember to always measure out your coffee beans first, and then you're going to grind it. So I'm going to measure out 3 tablespoons of coffee, and you may only want 2 tablespoons if you like a weaker coffee. So you know, you'll learn the taste of what you like when you do these pour over methods as you do it day by day. Okay, so you want to do the same method that you did with the other 2 ways that I showed you, as far as letting your coffee beans blossom, letting that grind blossom by just saturating the coffee beans, letting it sit for 40 seconds so that you can release those gases and you don't have a disrupt when you go to do your full pour. So after I've waited my 40 seconds, I go ahead and do my full pour in a circular motion until I have all of my water filtered through into the cup. and this is going to simply filter through, and you sit and wait till it does that, and then you have such a beautiful cup of coffee. I actually do this all the time because I really can go ahead and have a great cup, one single cup. I don't have to make a full pot of coffee, and it really tastes super delicious. So I hope you have enjoyed my tips on how to do the pour over method. It's really one that is a favorite of mine. I really love that, even though I do have a coffee machine and things like that. So I do want to share with you that I am doing a giveaway in this video, so I want to talk about that because I'm so excited about this giveaway. What I'm going to be doing is giving you all the tools that you need to make a perfect cup of coffee. From my last video, you remember how I showed you the stovetop espresso maker here? So I'm definitely going to include this in the giveaway. Along with, you're going to get a set of espresso coffee cups. I love these little cups here. They're perfect. This is a perfect little set, so I hope whoever wins will like this, and there will be one winner who will receive all of these items. And of course, you're going to need this gooseneck kettle, and this is my favorite because it has the temperature gauge on it, so it makes it so easy for you when you want to make your coffees. And of course, the French press, because this is actually my favorite pour over method here, so I'm definitely going to include this, along with the handheld frother, because I shared that in my previous video last week, which I'll link below, so definitely you will know why you can benefit from this. And of course, we need the coffee grinder, so that is also a part of the giveaway. So one person will win all of these items that will make that perfect cup of coffee. Okay friends, so let's talk about the requirements for this giveaway, and I'm so excited about this. So it's going to be one winner, and you must leave a comment on this video letting me know which method that I shared with you today was your favorite, and I'm excited to read your answers with that. Also, you must be subscribed to my At Home with Nikki YouTube channel, this channel here. Along with, you must be 18 years or older to participate. I love all of my subscribers that are under 18, but unfortunately you have to be 18 or older to participate. It is open internationally. I love the fact that this is a pour over non-electronical method, so anyone, no matter where, can use it. The deadline is April 10th, 2017. I wish you all good luck. I hope you all are having a beautiful start to your week. I will see you at the next video, and this is Nikki saying goodbye.